Yo, what's going on, y'all? We're back with another reaction video. Today we got Dameon Pierce is already dominating the NFL. Shout out to Gym Live. Good channel, man. Good channel, man. It's actually the first video I've seen on Dameon Pierce. I mean, a lot of people have been talking about him. You know, as a Texans fan, it's cool to see people talk about players on our team. But you know, he's balling out, man. Looking like one of the best rookie running backs. This rookie class is one of the best rookie classes I've seen within the last 5 years that I can remember for sure. Probably the best within the last 5 years for sure. But I'll go ahead and check them out. Check this video out. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button for me. Subscribe, drop a comment down below. If you want to catch live reactions, hit the link in the description. Follow me on Twitch, going live weekly. Yeah, man, let's get to it.
Dameon Pierce has done more with less than any other running back in the league, and today we're gonna see how he does it. So far, he is 5th in the league in rushing yards among all running backs and is
top 5.
4.8 yards a carry. This only puts him behind people like Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and Miles Sanders. But Dameon Pierce stands out on this.
Oh my gosh.
He far and away has the worst run blocking offensive line out of this group. And as
you know, now that he said that, I honestly thought the Texans run blocking improved this year. I'm not looking at the details or watching their run blocking and see if it's much of a difference. I just see that they're getting production. You know, I saw that they are ranked towards the bottom of the NFL and rush yards. Like they're like bottom 10 or bottom 5. But I was thinking like, I don't know. I didn't read too much into it because they got Dameon Pierce. But I guess the run blocking is not as good as I thought it was. Maybe it's him. I don't know. Y'all let me know. We gonna see what Gem Live thinks.
Offensive line is superior importance when it comes to the run game, and don't get me wrong, all 4 of the other guys are great running backs in their own right, and the running back position does matter still, obviously, as better running backs will get more with what the offensive line provides. But Pierce has been getting equal production as the league's best running backs with not nearly as much help. And before we get into the film to show you how he does it, let's take a look at some stats to back up what the film is going to show. And to be clear, the Texans had a bye week this Sunday, so when this video is posted, all of the other players will have one more game. So we're only considering the games they played.
So yeah, this was last week. So I'm reacting to this a little late, but still, it's all good. It's Dameon Pierce, man.
So it's all even. That being said, the first stat that's a decent indicator of offensive line play is yards before contact. And Dameon Pierce only has 142 yards before contact, but we start to compare this to Nick Chubb's 303, Saquon's 277, Josh Jacobs.
Yards before contact? I normally see yards after contact as a stat. This is my first time seeing yards before as a stat.
Jacobs 261 and Sanders 244. All 4 of these other guys are top 6 in yards before contact, while Dameon Pierce is 29th on the list. Pierce barely has less overall yards, but he also has less carries.
Yards after contact. So Chubb has the most yards after contact. This is a stat I normally see. I've never seen yards before contact. I see. I mean, clearly it's a stat, but my first time seeing somebody use it as a stat. But he's second behind Chubb in yards after contact, which is pretty good because got more than pretty much he'd be second in rushing after contact. But I get the yards before, so he gets touched almost immediately. You know, I get it. Yards before contact attempt 1.7 yards, so he gets touched almost immediately.
Than all 4 of these other running backs ahead of him. He leads the league in broken tackles, and his broken tackles per attempt only makes us think that he'll continue to pull away in this category. Again, they're all great running backs, but Pierce has been doing more with less. Even to the point where out of his 412 total yards, according to Next Gen Stats, he has 414 yards after contact, which contradicts Pro Football References that has him at 207.
These websites be all over the place because that stat just said he has 16 broken tackles, and then on PFF they say he broke 17 in one game against the Jags. So a lot of these sites be kind of hard to trust, you know, which is the most accurate. I like PFF the most, but at the same time, I don't know. It's hard to know who's the most accurate.
but assuming it's maybe somewhere.
Unless you just watch it yourself
still mad
and count everything yourself, you know what I mean?
The amount of yards that he does. So, okay, that was a lot of numbers. So now let's go ahead and see how he goes on and gets these numbers. Let's hop into the film room. And I feel like I deserve some sort of prize, as this week I watched every snap the Texans have played this year. It was a daunting task, and there was a lot of bad football, but I had to see how this man was averaging 4.8 a carry. And it's plays like these, because so often there's just nowhere to run, but I call this segment Evade and Explode, because so often runs look exactly like this, where he gets the ball and there's just going to be nowhere to go with the ball. He's at the line of scrimmage. This is a free rusher coming in. This is a free rusher. The double team can't get off. And this defensive lineman is just...
I think I see him doing is bouncing it out right here, but that's some crazy athleticism. And look at this.
About a half a second away from winning this, getting 3 rushers in the hole. And as I was watching his tape, it just blew me away how many plays looked exactly like this, where the hole just gets clogged up and he evades 2 to 3 people and then explodes up the field for a massive gain. And he's almost never running scot-free to the second level. Almost every single time, these are free rushers coming in through that he has to evade and get to the second level. He doesn't have the luxury of a Nick Chubb having 303 yards before contact. And he also doesn't have the ability to be a patient running back like Le'Veon Bell was for the Steelers all those years, where you can just shuffle down the line waiting for a gaping hole to open up late. He has to attack.
Boy, got some quick feet.
100 miles an hour, and then go on to be able to make 1 to 2 free rushers miss in tight spaces, and then explode to the second level and scratch and crawl for every yard after that. It's really daunting. A lot of times he does get swallowed up in the backfield, but out of all 412 rushing yards he has so far, he really earns every single one of them. And the next part of the film we're going to look at, we're going to call spin to win, because Dameon Pierce has one of the nastiest spin moves in all of the NFL, and he uses it for a lot of different reasons. The first one being, if he reads the hole wrong, he can use it to get right back on track.
That was nice. Oh my gosh.
All the way back to full speed, making his way up the field. We'll see him use it when he does get to the second level.
It was a tight spin too.
To be able to fall forward for extra yards. And we'll even see him utilize it out in space to make defenders miss altogether when he has them one-on-one. It's like he has the triangle button, and he's just smashing it, but it seems to just
circle button
work, whether it's on the outside or like we see here on the inside, just making people miss. The spin move isn't super commonly used because it leaves yourself susceptible to some blindsided shots, but I haven't really seen him take any this year. He always seems to know when to use it, but a lot of the times it's like this, where it's just good contact balance, having great proprioception, knowing where you're at, and he's always able to take these hits, spin, pirouette around, being able to fall forward for an extra few yards when they're so hard to come by at times. And the next part of his game that I absolutely fell in love with, that isn't even a running trait, but is super important to a running back
pass blocking.
That will make coaches absolutely fall in love with you and have all the trust in the world to keep you on the field, and that is picking up in pass protection. So as the Bears are going to run this stunt where they're going to wash these 2 down, trying to take the eyes of the guard in the center as this outside linebacker loops around, they're going to bring a safety blitz, and he is going to come unblocked. And if you want your coach, your offensive line, but most importantly, your quarterback to trust you, you go ahead and make plays like this, where you're not chipping anyone, you're taking them head on and you're chunking them, getting Davis Mills just enough time to make a terrible pass down the side. And just telling the run game linebackers,
I didn't see that coming.
Scrimmage, trying to find a hole to pick up the running back. That's exactly what Dameon Pierce has to do on the other side. He's looking for a free rusher coming in. He's going to scrape down, seeing where this linebacker is going to go through, and be able to come up and give Davis Mills just enough time to make another beautiful throw down the field.
Aside from the throw, I give Mills some credit right there, moving in the pocket. That was pretty smooth, but.
And as I watched every
he caught that. That was good.
Snap, this was a reoccurring theme over and over. He always seemed to know where to be in pass protection, and this is how Lovie Smith is going to absolutely trust him to keep him on. And this is why just after 1 game, he was put in the starting lineup and is now more seen as the bell cow back. Rex Burkhead still comes in on the 3rd down because the thing he does struggle with is dropping some passes. But as he continues to develop that, I think he could be a legitimate 3-down back if he's able to run the way he has and be able to be this effective in pass pro. But far and away, my favorite trait about Dameon Pierce is that on any given play, he just seems to want it more than anyone else. More so than his own teammates, and for damn sure more than the Jacksonville Jaguars wanted to bring him down on a play like this. You're telling me out of all of these grown men, he's that much stronger and faster? I don't think so. I think he's a very athletic person, but what it comes down to is he wants it so much more than everyone else, and this is where all the yards after contact. If you're going to be lazy and try and take him on high, even if you try and take him on low, he has the want to grind out these extra yards and go ahead and reward him at the goal line. Even when you think you have him swallowed up for a loss, he's able to make his way. And the way he runs the ball is just contagious, and I really think it brings life to this Jacksonville Jaguars team, and especially a fan base when they have to watch a lot
Houston
of
Texans
football in between these sort of runs. And I know we really haven't painted the Texans' offensive line in a good light at all in this video, but that's not to say they haven't given him some good holes or lanes to run through at all during the season so far. But one thing I ain't gonna lie, being a running back that he is, considering that he's not receiving the best run blocking, when he does get good run blocking, I would assume that he's going to take advantage of it and make the most of these opportunities. They do have a lot more success creating lanes for Dameon Pierce. When they get him toss plays to the outside, they seem to really be able to create things open. And even though he ran a 4.59 40, he has big playability. And I just really think he plays a lot faster on this field than his 40 would indicate. He absolutely has the speed. And like we saw earlier when he was able to evade and explode, he has the cuts, he has the downfield vision, and he definitely
that's a good job by Brandon Cooks right there, kind of getting in the way.
Yards after contact if he does happen to come in contact with a second level defender. But moving forward, I would really just like to see the Texans run a lot more of these toss plays. They ran a decent amount and seem to have the most.
He got good vision. He got real good vision.
So are we here to crown Dameon Pierce as the best running back in the league? We're not quite there yet, but we do see him putting up some of the best numbers in all of football with less carries and by far the worst offensive line when we look at the top 5 in rushing leaders. I've just been blown away with how well he's been playing, and he has been one of the biggest steals of the draft. He was one of the preseason favorite people coming into the league, and if you're a fantasy football guy, one of the sleeper picks going in. But that's just what I think about Dameon Pierce. Make sure to like this video if you like videos like these. And as always, make sure to subscribe if you enjoy daily NFL content. I appreciate y'all so much for checking out the channel and watching the video. That's all I have for you today. But as always, I will see you all tomorrow.
All right, man. Shout out to Gym Live. Good vid, good vid. Always good to see videos on my Texans or players that I like. And he's becoming a big player on my radar, you know, as far as favorite players, because he played for the Texans. But it was a good video, very informative, you know, enlightened me on some stuff, you know, as far as the run blocking and as far as certain things that he does, as far as, you know, his vision, his escapability, the yards before contact stat, you know, like saying that he typically gets a hand put on him 1.7 yards after he already gets the ball, you know. So it's he's like he said, he's not working with the best supporting cast or offensive line, but he's making the most of it, and you know, he's, you know, being dominant. So we'll end it there. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hit the like button for me, subscribe, stay tuned, stay blessed.